It is Safer Internet Day today. I wish we had something like this for adults, but right now we're going to be talking about kids. And in just a moment, we're going to tell you what the single most important thing you could do for your child to make them safer on the internet. We're going to tell you one thing, so stay tuned for that. Joining me right now is Jennifer Flanagan, who's with Actua. Tell me what Actua is.
So Actua is a national charity that is building confidence and skills in science and technology. And of course, technology is all around us, and kids are engaging with technology every day. So Safer Internet Day is a perfect opportunity for us to continue a conversation about how kids are behaving and acting online so that we're keeping them safe.
Things change, not just year after year anymore, but month after month. There's new fads, there's new ways to go. In fact, we sort of scratched our heads when I threw the break there earlier and I said, you know, protect your kids when they're surfing. Then I looked at you and I said, I don't think we still say surfing anymore even. So that, I mean, things are changing.
Things are changing. So keeping kids safe online is really about communication. And we need to start that communication really early with kids. I think what's happening with a lot of parents is they think they don't have to have that conversation until their kids are 11 or 12. That needs to start as soon as a kid has a device in their hand and as soon as they're on the internet.
Discuss with your kids what they're doing online.
Absolutely. So you want to talk to kids about, just as you talk to them about what did you do at school today, who did you talk to, who did you play with, you want to be having that conversation about what they're doing online in the same way. And you want to be having that conversation every single day.
And parents, you know, this is another thing too. Parents, don't worry that you may come across as computer illiterate to your child.
Yes.
Don't go shake your head and say, oh yeah, I totally understand, if you don't.
That's right.
You know, first of all, kids expect us not to understand, being the older generation. It's okay. So if you don't understand it,
that's right,
question it.
If you don't understand it, yes, like embrace the technology is what we like to say to parents. So if you're uncomfortable or you don't know what your kids are doing online, there's an app, a social media platform that you don't understand, it's an opportunity for you to sit down and say, show me how this works. Tell me how you're using this. So you're empowering them and giving them the opportunity to talk to you about what they're doing.
Here's an important thing, stay current. In fact, we've been talking about that since we came back on the air. Stay current, and that is easier said than done.
That's right, because a lot of us, me included, like to just have our kids using technology, and that's kind of time that they're occupied and we're doing something else. So you need to make sure this is changing all the time, so not to be complacent. We have on the Actua website some great resources, easy resources that parents can use to go on and say, like, what's happening with kids online right now, and how do I make sure that they're actually staying safe, and making sure that they're also not compromising future opportunities that they have by what they're doing online now.
That is so important to really say to kids, you know what you do online can be used by a boss in the future down the road, or a college, a university could use that a little later on.
They need to be aware of that, and that is not something that is to be taken lightly. And again, that conversation has to start early.
Learn about digital citizenship.
That's right. So digital citizenship is how we behave online, the kind of relationships that we have. So we want to make sure that the expectations that we have for kids day to day are expectations that we also translate into their online behavior. So something like respecting others, right? That's something we expect of our kids. We need to make sure that they're doing that online as well, and they're clear that that's an expectation.
Okay, I didn't understand anything you said over the last 2-3 minutes, so I'm going to ask you, what is the single...
You need to go to our website and look up those resources.
But if I could take something away from this discussion, so I mean, I did. I heard that, but maybe someone's just tuning in.
Absolutely.
So we're going to wrap everything up into what is the single... one thing, if you take nothing away from this conversation, what is the one thing that would make your kids safer on the internet?
So make sure that your kids are digitally literate. And that does not mean just using technology, because we're often confusing the use of technology with understanding how it works. That doesn't mean kids know how it works. So get them into a coding or computer science camp or workshop. Actua is offering those across the country in every community. So making sure that they are understanding the technology and that they can produce technology in the future. That's going to be much better at keeping them safe online than us talking down to them to say, here are the rules, don't do this, do that. If they understand how it works, they're going to keep themselves safe.
All right. Seek out information, parents. I know one good place to go is the Actua website, which is actua.ca. I know my friends up at York Regional Police, I think they're hosting a symposium tonight, but they have all sorts of internet safety things on their website. Toronto Police have something on their website. Seek out information. Don't
talk to your kids constantly about this. Every day, don't wait till there's a problem. Talk to them, and for goodness sake, if they make a mistake, help them get through that mistake and then learn from it.
All right, thank you so much.